My name is Chloe. I am 25 years old. I live in a very big house. It has tall windows that look out onto a perfect green lawn. There is a swimming pool that sparkles in the sun. Inside, the floors are shiny marble. The furniture is expensive. Soft carpets feel like clouds under my feet. I have beautiful clothes, more than I can wear. I have jewelry that shines brightly in little boxes. My husband, Richard, gives me everything I want, anything money can buy. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Like a dream life. Many people tell me I am lucky, very lucky. They see the big house, the fancy car Richard bought me, the designer bags I carry. They see the surface, the shiny, golden surface. But they don't see inside. They don't see me, late at night, sitting alone in our huge, beautiful bedroom. They don't hear me when I cry silent tears into my silk pillow. Because deep inside this golden cage, I am not happy. I am terribly, deeply unhappy. Richard is my husband. He is older than me. Much older. He is 45 years old. He is a very successful businessman. Very rich. Very important. He is always busy. Meetings. Phone calls. Business trips to other cities. Other countries. He provides everything. The house, the clothes, the money. He pays all the bills. He gives me a credit card with no limit. Buy yourself something nice, Chloe, he often says before leaving for work or for a trip. He thinks that makes me happy. Maybe he thinks money is happiness. But money doesn't keep me warm at night. Money doesn't hold my hand. Money doesn't listen when my heart feels heavy. Money doesn't make me laugh. This big, beautiful house feels empty most of the time. Just me and the quiet hum of the air conditioning. Sometimes the cleaning staff are here, but they work quietly and leave. I am often alone, surrounded by beautiful, expensive things, but terribly alone. I married Richard 3 years ago. When I was 22. Why did I marry him? That's the question I ask myself every night when I cry. The answer hurts. I didn't marry him for love. I didn't even know what love really was. I married him for the money, for this life, for the security I never had when I was growing up. My family was poor. Not terribly poor, but we always struggled. My parents worked hard, very hard jobs. My father worked in a factory. My mother cleaned houses. We lived in a small apartment, 3 rooms for 5 people. Me, my parents, and my 2 younger brothers. There was never enough money. Clothes were second-hand. Dinners were simple. We worried. About bills, about rent. I saw the lines of worry on my parents' faces. I heard them whispering about money late at night when they thought I was asleep. I dreamed of a different life. A life without worry. A life with nice things. A life where I didn't have to count every penny. When I finished high school, I couldn't go to college. There was no money for that. I started working right away. I worked as a waitress in a small restaurant in the city. It was tiring work, long hours on my feet, dealing with difficult customers sometimes, but it helped my family pay the bills. That's where I met Richard. He came into the restaurant sometimes for business lunches. He always sat in my section. He looked so different from everyone else I knew. Expensive suit, shiny shoes, confident, way of talking. He noticed me. He started talking to me, asked my name, asked about my life. He seemed kind, interested. He left very big tips. He told me I was too beautiful to be working there. He said I deserved better. His words felt nice. No one had ever told me things like that. He started asking me out. At first I said no. He was so much older, from a completely different world. But he was persistent. He sent flowers to the restaurant. Big, beautiful flowers. My colleagues were amazed. "He must really like you, Chloe," they said. My mother was excited. "A rich man likes you, Chloe. This is your chance," she said. My father was quieter, but I could see he hoped for a better life for me too. They wanted me to be safe, secure. They didn't want me to struggle like they did. Richard took me to fancy restaurants, places I had only dreamed about. He bought me gifts, a beautiful dress, a small, delicate necklace. He talked about his big house, his travels, his successful business. It felt like a fairy tale. He told me he could give me a wonderful life, a life without worry, a life where I would have everything I wanted. He asked me to marry him after only a few months. He took me to Paris on a surprise trip. We stood near the Eiffel Tower at night. It was sparkling with lights. He gave me a huge diamond ring. "Marry me, Chloe," he said. "Let me take care of you. You'll never have to worry about money again." Did I love him? My heart didn't feel that fluttery, exciting feeling I read about in books. But I felt grateful, overwhelmed, dazzled by the ring, by Paris, by the promise of a life so different from mine. I thought about my family, about the bills, about my tired feet after a long shift. And I thought, maybe this is love? Maybe love is feeling safe? Maybe love is security? So I said yes. My family was overjoyed. They thought I had found my happy ending. The wedding was huge, like something from a magazine. Hundreds of guests, flowers everywhere, champagne flowing. I wore a dress that cost more than my family earned in a year. I felt like I was playing a role in a movie. Everyone smiled at me, told me how beautiful I looked, how lucky I was. I smiled back, but inside I felt a strange emptiness. A little voice whispered, "Is this real, Chloe? Is this what you truly want?" I pushed the voice down. We moved into this big house after the honeymoon. At first, it was exciting, exploring all the rooms, swimming in the pool, buying new things to fill the empty spaces. Richard gave me the credit card. "Enjoy yourself," he said. And I tried. I really did. I bought clothes, shoes, bags. I decorated the house. But Richard was rarely home. He worked long hours. He traveled often. When he was home, he was usually tired, or on his phone, or talking about business. He didn't ask about my day. He didn't seem to notice the new painting I bought, or the flowers I arranged. We didn't have deep conversations. We didn't share jokes or silly moments. We lived in the same house, but it felt like we lived in different worlds. He liked things a certain way. The house had to be perfect. Dinner had to be ready when he came home, served by the cook we hired. He liked quiet. He didn't like mess. He didn't like unexpected visitors. My family visited once. They felt uncomfortable in the big formal house. Richard was polite, but distant. My brothers were told not to run around. My mother seemed nervous, trying not to spill anything. After they left, Richard said, "Your family is nice, Chloe, but perhaps they are more comfortable in their own environment." He didn't say they couldn't visit again, but I understood. They didn't fit into his perfect world. So they didn't come back often. That hurt. It felt like another wall being built around my cage. I tried to make friends. Richard introduced me to the wives of his business partners. They were older, elegant women. They talked about charity events, shopping trips to Europe, and their expensive hobbies. They smiled at me politely, but I felt like I didn't belong. We had nothing in common. Our conversations felt empty, superficial, like the shiny surfaces in my house. So my days became long and empty. I would wake up alone after Richard left for work. I would have coffee by myself in the huge, silent kitchen. Maybe I would go shopping. Buy things I didn't need, just to fill the time. Or I would walk around the big house, touch the expensive furniture, look out the tall windows, and feel nothing but a hollow ache inside. Sometimes I would drive to the part of the city where I used to live. I wouldn't get out of the car. I would just park and watch. I saw people rushing to work, friends laughing on street corners, families pushing strollers in the small park. Their lives looked simple, maybe hard, but real. Connected. I felt a sharp pain of longing. I had chosen security, but I had lost connection. I had lost myself. I tried a few times to talk to Richard, to tell him how lonely I felt. Once, I waited for him to come home. I made a special effort, wore a nice dress, lit some candles in the dining room. The cook made his favorite meal. When he came in, he looked tired. "What's all this?" he asked, looking at the candles. "I thought we could have a nice dinner together," I said, trying to smile. "Just talk." "I'm tired, Chloe," he sighed. "I had a long day." We ate in silence mostly. After dinner, I tried again. "Richard," I said softly, "I feel very lonely. Sometimes, in this big house." He looked at me, surprised. "Lonely? But you have everything. You can buy whatever you want. You can go wherever you want." "It's not about things, Richard," I tried to explain. I miss talking. I miss feeling connected." He frowned. He didn't understand. "You have friends, don't you? Go shopping with them. Go to the spa." He pulled out his wallet. "Here," he said, handing me some cash. "Go buy yourself something really special tomorrow. That will cheer you up." I looked at the money in his hand. Tears filled my eyes. He thought money could fix my loneliness. He didn't understand that what I wanted was him, his time, his attention, his heart, not his money. I didn't take the cash. I just stood up and went to our bedroom. I closed the door and cried. That night, the golden cage felt colder and smaller than ever. He never understood. He kept providing things. A new car, a trip to Italy. He worked most of the time we were there. Expensive jewelry for my birthday. He thought he was being a good husband, providing, protecting, giving me a life of luxury. And maybe, in his way, he was. But he wasn't giving me what my heart needed: love, companionship, understanding. Someone to share my life with, not just my house. So now I am 25, living in a palace, surrounded by beauty, envied by many. But inside, I am the poor girl again, poor in spirit, poor in joy. I wander through these beautiful, empty rooms. I wear beautiful clothes that feel like costumes. I smile polite smiles that don't reach my eyes. And every night, when the house is dark and quiet, I cry for the mistake I made. I cry for the love I didn't wait for. I cry for the life I thought I wanted, only to find it was a beautiful, empty cage. I don't know what the future holds. Leaving feels impossible. How do I walk away from this security? Where would I go? What would I do? I gave up my simple waitress job. I have no real skills now except maybe shopping and managing household staff. And the fear of being alone, truly alone without the golden bars, is strong. But sometimes, late at night, after the tears stop, a tiny thought flickers. Is this it? Is this my whole life? Just existing in this beautiful emptiness? Or is there another way? Could I find the courage to unlock the cage? Could I learn to fly on my own, even if it means leaving the safety behind? The thought is scary, so scary. But it's there, a tiny seed of maybe. Maybe you're listening, and your life looks perfect on the outside too. Or maybe you dream of a life like mine, full of nice things. Please, learn from my mistake. Things don't make you happy. Security is important, yes. But it's not everything. Don't trade your heart for gold. Don't lock yourself in a cage, no matter how beautiful it seems. True happiness comes from connection, from love, from being true to yourself. I don't have the answers yet. I am still here, in my golden cage, crying at night. But I am starting to think, starting to question, starting to wonder if maybe, just maybe, there is a key somewhere. Or maybe I can learn to build my own wings. It feels like a long, hard road. But the thought of finding real happiness, real freedom, that thought gives me a tiny bit of hope. And sometimes, hope is all you need to start. Just keep hoping. Keep thinking. Maybe you can find your way too.